Alright, so we did all of this in the first video. We were trying to add a verification block so our mocks can actually verify. Well, we can run verifications on our mocks, invocation verifications, such as you call this method with a particular parameter. So we're going to do that. Alright, let's keep going. See, Java Pod lets you do these things, begin control flow and stuff like that. It's just amazing. So if the verification mode is enabled, we're going to add statement. Verification mode. If it's enabled after a single method call, we're going to immediately turn it off. I don't know why it's doing this. Anyways. So if return type is void, meaning there is no return type. I mean, if it's not void, meaning there is a return type, we're going to have it return null. Otherwise, it's going to return. It's just going to return. It's not going to return anything. Let's see what this outputs. Oh, nothing so far, because why does it? Oh, we didn't add the parameters to it. Yeah, we got to add the parameters. We'll get there. All right, so that's what's next actually. All right, so we hadn't added this, so let's just take it out again. Yep. Well, it's obviously not. Whoa, what happened? Let's go back. If it's not void, you return null. If it's void, you return. Yeah, I know I always returning null. Wait, it's because we don't have. Yeah, because we haven't done the parameters. We'll get there. Okay, let's go. So we finish this. If has params. Also, what JavaPod does here is that when you use the JavaPod API with anything, it'll automatically add imports to your class, which you otherwise would have to do manually again, which is extremely painful. And also has these very good like string manipulation things, such as the one we're doing here. Let's run this again. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna pause this here because I'm doing something wrong here. I'm gonna figure that out. Alright, so I found the issue. The issue is that there is no issue. We just never added the return type to our method. So we gotta do that at some point. But we're gonna do that later. So let's just keep coding. So this is where we add the variables to our method. When you do add code, it doesn't actually create a new line, so I have to add this, which then creates a new line. So let's run this. Didn't add the parameters. Did we add the parameters? We did. Oh, because, yeah. Nothing we do here is taking effect because we had already built it in that. All right. Now, if you run this, perfect. Yep. See our parameters? They're all here. Now our method just needs a return type, and we will get there. This is the params is what we created here. If method params exist, we add them. Otherwise, we just add null, like I said before. We also want our methods to be public. And we add annotation for override because we are overriding, and you don't necessarily need to do this, but it just helps us see in the mocks that we are indeed I'm gonna copy paste here. We are indeed implementing methods of the base class. Otherwise, the annotation override has literally no bearing on what actually happens. It's just for visuals. Now we have the return type. And then we also have to actually return something. And we're going to use our Mockito class that we created. We had already implemented a system of things, system of how we want to kind of do. Hey, what did you call it, man? All right, we call it. Yep. Yes. What I'm saying is that we already created a system that allows us to return values based on our argument matchers. All right, let's run this again. Yep, see, it returns properly. So these are red because we haven't added any fields to our class, but we will. So the methods are done. So now everything else we need to do, we got to do that at the class level. These are just type parameters that Java Poet needs to give you access to nested class types without having to code them individually. Because we're going to have a very nested hash map, and it's easier to do it this way. This is the invocation class that the mock currently doesn't have. So now that we have them already, as you can see here, it's a hash map with that maps a string to invocations, which is again a list of strings. I mean, list of objects. We want a private. No need to expose this anywhere. Run it again. So now we have that, and yeah, this one stopped crying. So now we have to add the verification flag, which is like a Boolean field. Let's quickly do that. And it should stop crying now. All right. So the way our methods set up is actually it's done. You just need to implement the methods that come with the mock. And once we have that, our mocks are fully complete and they'll stop crying. And that's what's next, actually. We're going to build the constructor first for the whole class. This is the get invocation method that comes with the mock interface. done. Um, I'm just gonna copy paste the rest because, and I'll just go over them with you. This is the method for enable verification mode. Sets the boolean to true, or whichever boolean flag you pass in. Clear invocations method just goes through all of the UIDs for the mock, meaning all of the methods that are available to the mock, and then clears their invocations, and they do nothing else. And then we add them. We add every single one of them to our mock class. Alright, so now if you run this, yep, we have everything. What this is returns. Oh, yeah, obviously it's going to return. Yep, see, your class is finally done. It's not crying, and it's fully complete. We will add to our mocks nothing else. But there's more to do, obviously. We're going to store their constructors. This is what our initializers will use eventually. Actually, yeah, our constructors, is not complete, but everything else is. I'm going to copy paste it. So here in our constructor, our mock needs to know every single method that's available to it in runtime, and in terms of UUIDs. So now we add to our constructor a means to know that. And when you run this, this will look like, oh, we didn't add. We add our constructor too, but we didn't add our constructor to our mock builder. Also, constructors are methods in this case. So we do constructor builder.build, and then you run this now again. And if you look at our mock, see, it knows this is the UID for this method, and these are the invocations for that method. Every single time this method is called, an invocation is being is stored, unless it's a verification mode. If it's the verification mode that's being called, then we just verified that this was called, and we don't do anything. We don't add anything to the invocations. I'm gonna cut this here again because the videos get too long, and like I said before, so I hope you're enjoying this so far, and we'll do more cool stuff in the next video. Thank you.